Alright folks, hello and welcome back to Downstage Gaming. I'm your host Josh, and this is part 13 of our Let's Play of Return of the Obra Dinn. When we last left off, I feel like we made some pretty good progress. It feels that way. We got quite a few fates down, made some connections, and in some places that I was not thinking we would. Where I want to move on to now is back into this bit with the rafts out here. There's some bits of information that I don't have that I would like to have. Some things that I'd like to review here. So, alright, so this is part 4. Those 3 bodies are 4 through 6. So one of the things I want to figure out is how exactly this person died from part 3. So we should be able to get there in a second. The other main thing that I want to be looking at right now is what happens to these two. So, mustache guy holding a gun and angry beard man here. So let's take a look here during this part where they're at. If they're anywhere here. Alright, so we have the promotion who opens up the crazy magic and touches it. We have that promotion there. Okay, that guy, who I believe is already dead. I wonder... because they're not here at this part. No, he's here. So she's here, she's about to get... well, she just got scratched out. That's the guy who comes back with the boat. So where is our, huh. Where is Angry Beard Man? I'm not seeing him, which suggests something already happened to him in between this time and last time. I'm not seeing anything else immediately here. Alright. So who's our next person to look at here? Is it you? Must be. Okay. So this should take us into part 3? No, this is part 1. Okay, so we... huh, okay. Alright, well this is what I meant to do, but this is still mainly, maybe somewhat helpful. Okay, alright, yeah, actually this is decently helpful. Because what we can do now is we can see... alright, we have 4 people here and 4 people here. We have 1 angry mermaid monster here. Alright, so on the one ship we have... what is his name? Nichols, that's what I thought. Okay, so we have Nichols, who's kind of in charge of this little venture, I think. Nichols is here with mustache gun guy. Wait a minute. There's 2 mustache gun guys. Okay, so I should be careful of that. So both of them may have already been gone by the time this has happened. They've got the one royalty with them, and then they've got the other royalty with them here. He's the first one to die here from the mermaid. And then there's these guys here. Okay. We know what happens to him. He gets speared. God, I wish I could just more easily traverse from one memory to the other than the way they're gonna make me do this, though. Alright, so if I leave here... we've seen part 1 there. Let's head back into here. Skip that. I think she might be one. Let's see what this one takes us to. This is part 2. Okay. Well, fair enough. This isn't what I meant to do, but this is fine enough.
Something there. I see. Give us a weapon.
Okay, so there's Drinky guy. And he's the guy who we're actually looking at this one, or is it not? No. Is that this guy? I think it is. Look one more time. Yeah. Yeah, that's definitely... Nope, that's definitely him. Okay, alright. So right now, he's getting dragged off the ship. Real quick, how many mermaids are there right now? Because one of my questions is, like, do these things become... Like, is this like zombie rules, almost? Where, like, these things become the beasts or something? Okay, we see that he's being dragged off. Kind of scratched there. So there's a couple of things we could maybe get from that. He's using that there. That's our first friend who's already dead. This is our guy that's about to die and is the guy that we were looking at for this chapter. Correct? Part 2. Yes, that is correct. Okay. And then... You're the guy who I think is Patrick O'Hagan. Okay. So you're the other guy who we don't know about. So I'll keep an eye on you. You're about to seemingly go under, though. Okay. Alright. And then we got Nichols here. Okay. Alright. Let's leave again. We need to see part 3 now. Alright. So, I've seen you. I've seen you, I think. So I believe you should be the one that I haven't seen yet. Hope I got this right. I did. Okay, this is part 3.
You're still breathing? Can you roll? Nichols, sir, shoot!
Okay.
For God's sake.
So now this is when he dies. Yeah, it is unclear exactly what has happened to him in between this and the next bit. I might take a closer look at what happens to him in part 4. Because I mean, it looks like he's like our Formosan royalty guy is trying to fight him to get to this, which is ultimately what's going to doom him. But alright, then we also have... Okay. We have her being clawed by the one. And I believe you're the guy who I think is... Yes. So I believe both of the guys who have quote-unquote disappeared, I think they've just been dragged below into the water. I think that's the only thing that really makes sense, which would mean that they drowned, right? And in terms of death. So, drowned by a beast. I think we're still right about him being Patrick O'Hagan. I'll look at that in a second. I don't know who you are, but I think that you also drowned by a beast. I'm feeling decent about that. Is this the one to... What is the one that has the bit with Patrick O'Hagan? This one. Part 3. Okay, so this is the part that we're at. O'Hagan, you still breathing? Can you row? Help! Nichols, sir. Shoot them, for God's sake. Okay. So, the guy who's asking that is the guy who's dying. It almost makes more sense for him to be speaking about this guy, though, right? Because he's going to be concerned about his own boat more than the other boat, right? You would think? Can you row? Help! Nichols, sir. Shoot them, for God's sakes. It's unclear, too, whether he's asking Nichols to shoot. I mean, it's probably the bees. So there's a decent chance that this guy is Patrick O'Hagan. If I go here to you... what other things are you a part of? And also, well, yeah, let's look at a couple things. One, where are you in the picture? You're kind of there. And what is Patrick O'Hagan? He is a seaman. Okay. So we can keep that in mind too. I'll leave it as you for the moment. I'm not convinced one way or the other. It has to be him or him. It's the only thing that makes sense. Alright. So then, we'll take a look at all these people's identities in a second, most of which I think is going to come from looking at past things. So the last thing we want to look at is still what exactly happened to our old wrinkly-eared friend here. Alright. Where's my door out of here? So we're going to look at part 4 again. I want to see specifically what he looks like in part 4. That might give us a better answer as to what happened to him. Okay. So that's him at this point. Wait, there's something in him. Isn't there? Yeah. Yeah, that's a knife, I think? I believe he's been stabbed with a knife. So did he... He must have gotten it off of someone. Because he unties himself. That can't be the spear, because that's too short. So he must have gotten a knife from someone else and used it to stab him in order to get at this. Alright. So... let's say then that you were... How do we say it? I know there's someone do it. Knifed. Knifed by... what is his name again? His name is... Itbenzia. Okay. Let's see. There you are, my friend. Okay. Alright. So now, assuming that is all correct, what we need to do next is start going into these people's past and seeing if we can figure out who some of these people are. So, we do also have this bit with Chapter 3, but let's come back to this in a second. Well, nah, we might as well start with this guy, right? Even though it's in a different chapter. So he's only in one other memory. Let's bookmark his bit for now. Also, where is he in the picture? How do I do that? If I go into here. Well, whatever. Let's look at his memories, and then we can get more from that. Because to be clear, there's nothing here. On your toes, boys. How can you do this? Load her up. We push her off. Let me go. Give her here, will ya? Captain, slack the lifts and lower the boats. The whole crew will be on us. Give it up. Let's look at it. Well, no. Let's look at his first memory first, which is probably one of the bits from Chapter 2, if I'm gonna guess. Maybe not. If I can find it at all. Why is it always so hard for me to find these? I just don't see it easily at all. I know there's a different way I could do this. I could just go to the journal. I guess that's what I should do. Alright, so what is your last bit here? It's Bitter Cold Part 1. Okay, so this classic bit that everyone is apparently in. He must... Well, he might not. He might not be one of the cop people, but he could be. He's on the top of the ship, though, which would suggest maybe he's more of a topman. But that's still possible. Okay, alright, whatever. Let's go to Bitter Cold. Let's see if we can find him. We've been here so many times. I should hopefully know how to get there at this point. It is right here. Okay. Better Cold Part 1? Yes. Okay. The person we are looking for is you. I also just remembered how to actually see this. I want to see this. Okay, so he's way in the back there. Yeah, I think all these guys are topmen. I think that makes a good amount of sense. Alright, and the guy we're looking for here is bald, and he's holding the drink. Alright, so... the main thing really to ask is just if he's any of our card players, and I don't think he is. He is not. Okay. So that honestly narrows it down quite a bit then. Let me make sure it's not any of these people. It's not you. It's definitely not you. We know you at this point. Yeah, actually we know all three of you at this point. So it's one of the sleeping people we can't see. Okay, now, hold on. Should have had this out already, my apologies. Got my journal here. Alright, so I'm going to the page here. In terms of topmen, he could be one of our 4 Chinese topmen. He could be the Persian. He could be Nicholas Botterill, the English one. Yeah, the rest, okay, alright, so let me real quick look to make sure to, in terms of our journal, that we haven't already established any of these people. So if I'm looking at topmen, 38 through 41, that's all of our China topmen. None of those people have been identified yet. Okay. We have 36. That's Omid Gold. Don't know about him yet. Nicholas Botterill we did get. Okay. So we can cross off Nicholas Botterill. Which to me suggests that this is probably Omid Gold. I mean, it's possible that he is Chinese, but you would think that he would speak Chinese or be talking to the Formosians in their own language if that was the case. But I think it has to be either Omid Gold or it's one of the other topmen. Like if I go to that picture again. Like, I would expect also the 4 Chinese topmen to be hanging out together in the picture. Because it seems like generally people from the same country tend to hang out together. So yeah, like maybe it's these, I don't know. Okay. Let's for the moment, let's put... Okay. How do I get to the bit I want here? Let's put you down as Omid. Okay. Now, real quick, just out of curiosity, I don't think we have enough. I think we're 1 away, even if that's right. But just to be real careful here, let me try 38 through 41. Okay, not Huang Li, not Zhizhong, not Li Hong, and not Wei Li. Okay, or we're not at the correct bit yet. Okay, but that's still, this is good to know because we can narrow that down a good bit. We're right about everything else here. Okay, so now let's move on. Okay. Let's try to confirm whether this is actually Patrick O'Hagan or not. So what bit we should before we do this, we should unbookmark my friend here. Remove all bookmarks. And now let's bookmark maybe Patrick? Maybe? I think the other guy's Patrick. I really do. The more I'm thinking about this. In fact. In fact. Let me, yeah. Let me try Patrick O'Hagan here now that we have that other one. No. Okay. All right. Well, then let's let's go back and let's actually look through some of these then. All right. Not. Yes. No. I do want you. Boom. Bookmark. Okay. So the memories that you were involved in are what exactly? You're in the calling part 1, which is where you die. You're in murder part 2. You're in murder part 3. Right, that does make sense, but that's interesting. And you're in a bitter cold part 1. Okay. So presumably, well, I don't want to say that just yet. Got sort of a small bit of hair, and then the sort of lopsided uniform there, like curves down. I want to make sure it's not any of you people. It's not you. It's not you. And it's not you. Okay. I do know that he's one of the people who's gonna end up later on the ships with us. But that means that he's also one of the people that are sleeping in these cots here, which narrows us down once again. But let's leave this and let's head into some of the other beds. See if we can't determine some more about who this might be. Alright, so the next... Okay, so Bitter Cold Part 1. So we're looking at Murder Part 2 and Murder Part 3. Let's look at Murder Part 2, which is at the edge of the top of the ship there. Okay, so let's head up. I'm worried a little bit right now, because it feels like we've had to make a few more, like, leaps than we have in the past here. So I could have quite a bit of information down that isn't actually right, and that's going to put me in a bad spot if that's true. But if we're close... Alright, so let's look for my friend. Reminder here of what he looks like for me. Right, okay. No, these are the promotions.
As captain of this ship, and by the authority of the East
Not
India
you.
Company, and thus the Crown of England.
Not you either. Definitely not you. Might be you.
Mr. Wolf,
Nope.
when you are ready.
This is the, this has got to be the, yeah. Guy who's taking the picture. Not you. Not you. You're like the chef or something. Already looked at you. It's not you. It's not you. It's not you. I know you. I know it's not my top hat friend here. It'd be interesting if it's you, and it is. Okay. Once again, this is kind of suggesting topman to me, in terms of, and the fact that these two are hanging out together, I'm thinking maybe Chinese topman. So, let's use this feature that I've never used up until this point, which I don't think I've even mentioned yet, which is just to say that he is a topman. I was confused by that at the beginning, because I was like, are there people in the catalog that we don't know? And it's like, no, that's just a way to say, hey, I don't know who exactly this person is, but I think or know that they are a topman. Alright. So then the only question at this point is just which of the topmen is he? And I don't think we have a great... Well... we could always try our little game, huh? And hope that we're right about everything else? Or enough about everything else? So we're looking at 38 through 41. Are you Huang Li? No. Are you Ji Zhang? Zhang? No. Are you Li Huang? No. Are you Wei Li? No. Okay. So then let's go back to him being an unknown topman. How do I get back to that? Unknown, not unknown officer, unknown passenger, unknown topman. There we go. Okay. And just real quick, just in case also. No. Okay. All right. So we probably just don't have enough. Okay. Fair enough. So let's get out of that. Let's reconfirm you for the moment as Omid. Even if I'm not 100% sure that that's correct. Still gonna go with it. Okay, so let's leave this for now. Because I mean, the only thing I think we could get more than this, I don't think we're going to get a name from this. I think we could just get further confirmation that this is a Chinese topman. And even then, I don't know that we could actually, I don't know that we can really know that. Alright, so let's leave that as guesswork for now. So let us unbookmark you. And let us move on to this guy, Mr. Mustache with the shooting guy. Alright, this is only a 2 triangle, so we might be able to more easily get this one. So we know, first of all, we know that he's here. We know that he's one of the shooters, and we know it's not you. Is it you? No, because that's the one that I think is Patrick O'Hagan, so it must be you then, right? Yes. So quick question here. You are a seaman. Do we know who you are? Yes, we know you are a seaman too. So I think it's fair then to say as well that, yep, and Patrick O'Hagan is a seaman. All right. So I think it's probably fair to say that you are a seaman. I know there's somebody out there who every time I say seaman is just like, grow up. it's what I have to say to you. All right, so we have that. Now, let's go into your memories and see where we might be able to further determine something about you. He is in the, well, he's in actually quite a bit here. So he's in those first 2. I don't know that we're going to get much from those 2 scenes for him, though. The thing that I'm curious about is actually to go back to Bitter Cold, because we know he's playing with those 3, though there's the other 2 that are playing poker or cards with him in some way. The thing that I'm curious about is if there are 3 other seamen that fit together in terms of nationality, as a way of grouping them as friends or a social group. Because if there is, then we can narrow him down even further. So let's go back to Bitter Cold Part 1 here. Bitter Cold Part 1 is like the touchstone of everyone, apparently. Alright. So you're my guy. Right? You're not Patrick, are you? Oh, you are Patrick. Well, shoot. Well, shoot. And to be clear here, is this the guy who I thought maybe could also be Patrick? I can't remember who was the other person that might be Patrick. I think it was you. Yeah, I think it was this guy. Which wouldn't make sense because Patrick is a seaman, right? Did we determine that? Yes. So if we're going to go with our theory that this guy is a topman, then that can't be Patrick. Which means I think I'm right about this guy being Patrick. So let's leave that for the moment. Now, we need to find you. What is the difference between these two mustached guys? I just can't... I guess if I look at it in the journal here... I guess he's more facing to the side. These guys look very similar to me, and he's a little bit more front-facing. He doesn't have the part. I guess that's the main thing. This guy has the part in his hair. Alright, so... I guess one other thing we could think about, though, is that if this is Patrick, he's a seaman. Patrick is Irish. And if we look at the seamen that are here, no, we can't group them by country like that. It's probably the other English people, would be my guess. George Shirley and Alexander Booth, but that's a jump. that's quite a jump. All right, so again, I don't think I think then the only thing we could say is that he's one of the cop people. This bothers me so much, the tattoo. I'm sure it's somewhere else, I just haven't seen it. So, okay. If we're saying that he is a seaman, and we're going with one that we don't yet know, this kind of bothers me. I want to come back to this one. Okay, so could be Hamadou Diem, could be Alexander Booth, could be George Shirley. Now, are any of those people on my list of people who are in COTS? We have Hamadou Diem and Alexander Booth listed here as people that I've noted in COTS that are seamen. We also have George Shirley. So any of these three could be. So let's try it. let's try it. So if we go to Jesus, this thing. Apparently I didn't bookmark it, or I lost my bookmark. All right, so if we go to you, and I say that you are, let's try George Shirley. No. Okay. Let's try Alexander Booth. No. Oh, that's not going to matter because by unknown. Because we don't have his thing yet. Shoot! Shoot. Okay. So let's go back to unknown seaman. What is the... what's your death? Perished in the Calling Part 2. Is he really speared by a... Did I do this? I must have done this. Yeah, that's... I must have accidentally hit that earlier. Because he's speared by a Terrell Beast, right? That's the whole thing. Okay, so let's... I don't know how that happened. That must have been a weird mistake on my part. Let's try these again. Alexander Booth. And Hamadou Diem. No. Okay. I don't know how that happened. It is that he's hit by a beast, right? I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty positive. All right. Well, that's unfortunate. Yeah, because we haven't... Okay, people... people that I have gotten since last time that I think I might be right about. Omid Goal is 1. And Patrick O'Hagan is 2. So it means I'm probably wrong about one of those two. Because I'm pretty sure that this guy is one of those 3 people. In the same way that I'm pretty sure this is one of the topmen that we tried. Alright, so let's keep going here. Yeah. Okay. Are you also one of my people at the poker table here? Mr. Beard guy? Yeah, that's you, right? Yeah. So then we're probably also going to say that you are a seaman. So real quick, let's try this. If you are a seaman and you're not one of the seamen that is in the cots, that only leaves these 2, the 2 Russians. So what this is maybe suggesting to me is that I think I might be wrong about them drowning. It seems right, though. I mean, is that... is that more right? Yeah, it doesn't seem like it. It seems to me like you drowned. You're brought to your death by those beasts. Alright. Let's leave you then for the moment here, because I think we need to find out more about you. Shoot, I was really hoping we could, because we're pretty much at time here. I was really hoping we could get one more set here. And I just don't think we're going to get it here with these people. But I think we are close. I think we're probably 1 away. Maybe 2. But, like, I'm feeling pretty confident that this guy is a topman, and he's probably one of the Chinese topmen. And I just don't know which one. I'm feeling pretty good about the fact that this guy is a seaman. And he's just one of the ones that wasn't in a cot. Or, no, he's one of the ones that is in a cot. Alright. And then this guy... Well, let's real quick. Really quick. I just want to see. What are your memories here? You're in the Callings. You're in Murder Part 2. And Murder Part 3. But that's the only bit. So, like, he's not here during this bit. Let's really quick. Let's head to Murder Part 2 and let's just see where he is. Because, like, it kind of makes sense. It kind of makes sense to me that maybe Nichols forced the Chinese, like, sailors to come with him as, like, translators for the Formosan royalty. Because Formosa is an old name for Taiwan, I believe. I should probably look that up to make sure I'm right about that, but... So they're all speaking Chinese, I believe. Alright. I want this guy right here. Alright, we're looking for Mr. Old and Wrinkly.
Hok Seng Lao, you have been found guilty by self-confession of the murder of Nunzio Pasquale.
Not you. He's here. Who's he whispering to? This is Nichols. That is interesting. That is interesting.
I sentence you to death by firing line.
Doesn't really tell me who he is, though.
Mr. Wolf, when you are ready.
That's a shame. That's a shame that it doesn't tell me more. Where does part 3 happen on the ship? That's the one that's, like, through the window of first main. Alright, let's real quick look there, make sure we can't get anything else there. Because the only thing this tells us is that he's reporting to Nichols, it looks like, which again makes some sense that they're collaborating together on this in some way. Okay, so we're gonna go one deck below. First mate's deck out the window. Okay. Alright. So there is our man who's shot. Nichols is the one that's holding hostage. Now, I said that this guy was an unknown seaman. The way he's acting right here, though, makes him seem like he could be a topman. In terms of, like, rigging and stuff. So if that's true... If that's true, that means he could be... Let's real quick, once again, just try this. I don't think this is right. But I'm now unconvinced that he is a seaman. Or that that I have solid evidence of that. I mean, they're about to board the two ships. So, I mean, I guess that doesn't mean anything, because they're all heading down. Yeah. Yeah, I don't think that necessarily means anything. No, I'll keep you as unknown seaman for now. I don't think that was good enough reason for me to doubt my previous stuff. All right, so we'll leave it at that. I had a feeling we might have something like this, where it's like we'll get through some of these and we'll be able to narrow some things down, but I just don't quite have things narrowed down enough to nail it just yet. I think I just need a few more things to lock into place first to click in together before I can quite get there. So, when we return next time then, with those three out of the way, I might try to... No, because these two were in a similar position. I might take a quick look at these two, but then I think I'm going to move on. And we're going to start looking at some of these people in later chapters that we haven't gotten yet. Got most of them in 5. The only one that we don't know is this other guy who dies along with Chiotan. So we'll see if we can figure out him and then go from there. Hopefully we'll have a little bit more success next time. I'm a little disappointed. But again, I had a feeling that we'd have one like this where, you know, it's just we have the pieces. We just need to lock a few more in place to make everything fit together as I think where we're at right now. So, join me next time as we hopefully put some more of those pieces together. Until then, this has been Downstage Gaming. I've been your host, Josh, and I will catch you all next time.